So this is all down now. Works okay. There's a little bit of a lip at the back rail, but it doesn't seem to cause too much of a problem. I had the test running around, well, up to this point. And this is where I'm at the moment. I think obviously needs a bit more of a track clean as well, but yeah, it seems okay. Seems okay. So yeah, I mean, as my poll showed, I was going to kind of see how things went. I didn't really want to continue to the point where I had to kind of rip everything out, having done the scenic areas. You know, it's just one of those things. I don't think I could have avoided the problem. I guess I could have stuck all of the track down, but then I didn't really know that the scenics were going to go where they were going to go. And of course, you guys all saw everything was running absolutely fine when it wasn't, you know, glued down. So yeah, c'est la vie. Anyway, so whilst I've had that time, it has been annoying me having to jump from one side of the cabin to the other to do the points. I could see how manual point work would be fine if it was, you know, waist height, but you know, I don't have I can't easily get from one side of the cabin to the other unless I get a really big pointy stick. But I've come up with, I think, a solution, which of course is the point motors. So I've been looking at point motors, and yeah, Sandy Junction was showing how you could essentially retrofit point motors in by digging a hole and then plonking a motor in underneath with a little sort of sheath on top to stop the ballast going down. So yeah, I bought myself some of these rails ones. These are actually a bit more expensive than the Pico PL10s that I've also got. I picked them up dirt cheap from somebody getting rid of them, but they require manual wiring, and being lazy and wanting to get time back, I bought these, which are preset with the wires. I've used a bit of Copydex here on the plastic between the plastic and rail, so I can, if it doesn't entirely work, redo it. You can see it's a little bit offset, but I'm hoping that should be okay. The plastic is super glued on to one of these and then Copydex on the other. Again, just trialing things out. Yeah, but then, oh yeah, and then the card, what's the reason for the card? I forget now. Yes. So because this bit here of the insulation foam, for no fault of my own, this insulation foam is bowed in the middle. Even though it's flat on the shelf, you can kind of just about make it out there. But yeah, the so where this was dropping out on this point, I think was to do with the fact that it sort of bows in the middle. So I've come up with what I think is quite an ingenious plan, is to PVA both sets of points in their position onto a piece of card, so they can't be out of alignment, they are aligned, you know, almost like one unit. So I've got 2-point motors, one at the end, one at the end. Now the idea here is that I think I can do this. I have to work out how. I'll just be fiddling around learning electrics, you know, as it goes. But yeah, what I think I can do is, when this point changes, this point has to be set obviously in the open position. It can't be straight. So I need to make sure that the polarity of when I put the switches in, that the switches are going to the right place, so it sends it the right way. Yeah, that's the idea. So when that one is straight, this one can be open. Can be straight as well. So straight, and open. So that's the idea. Quite easy down that side. I haven't got down there yet, but once I get to this point. Oh, I've also, sorry, I'm making this up as I go because we're just doing a bit of an update. I think this is what Moldy Raspberry's technique is. I know Choberton, you've done the same as well. Using the lovely Wheels Plasticard, which is an absolute nightmare to cut. Nobody gives you a warning about that. So anybody planning on doing that, I'll give you my warning now. Trouble is, I do have like flexible stuff, cheaper flexible stuff from Slater's, but where you kind of need it to be rigid to be able to get the what's it called? Plaster? Yeah, I guess plaster. I've forgotten the word of it, but yeah, the plaster to the top of it, filler. Yeah, get the filler to the top of that level so you can then sand it down. If you had a flexible one, it would be wibbling all over the place. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just a case of practice and get better at cutting. I've looked at other ways of doing it. I just think this is it actually looks pretty well. It will look pretty decent when it's actually up. So that's all going to sit there. I'm going to get the track down first before I obviously check the distances on that. But this is all glued. This platform's in place. I got bored, so I went to do some building. So this is a dapol station booking hall. I think I've done a pretty good job. This side here, I've got to do another coat off, but basically the brickwork wasn't etched on properly on the plastic. It's obviously quite an old kit. So what my idea was there is to create kind of like a plastered side effect on the wall. And that's just lightweight filler that I'm just going to do another coat of that, and that should be quite cool. These bits here are where there's going to be a couple of posters, but it looks better in person than it does on the camera. There's obviously little bits where the weathering hasn't quite taken to, so I'll probably use a bit of weathering powder to kind of mask that. I think that's what I'll do. But still, I think that looks a damn sight lot better than these Hornby things. Ugh. I still can't get over those being 20-30 quid. That just mind boggles. Anyway, that's it for now, I suppose. Yeah, what else have I done? That's it. That's all I've been up to, I think. Yes, I'll leave it there. Hope you're all okay. See you later. Yeah, I gave up on the 2 points idea. I kind of decided actually I'm not going to really ever switch this point, so it's a bit daft going to all that trouble. So yeah, I've patched it up, put a bit of card over it actually, and what has helped there is that it's helped to keep this point entirely level all the way through that curve, which is cool. Bit of a banking to the left there, but that goes with the rest of this rail anyway, so that should hopefully flow nicely. Not too sure about this one near to the station. It should be all right. I can't really test it, can I? No, I can't really test it. What about tidying it up? But yeah, loads of errors along the way. Some temporary fixes that I tried to do very early on backfiring, obviously, because now that's no longer actually level, because I think I was trying to compensate for it down here where it had dipped, but I just didn't know really what I was doing at that point. So it's one of those things, you live and learn. But yeah, the tracker's all back down. This is all then being PVA'd down. Hopefully it should stick quite well. Yeah, even PVA'd the edges down as well, just to make sure it takes. But that's fully cured hopefully tomorrow, then we'll see what we get. But hopefully, and this is evidence that it shouldn't, in theory, change from being level on this point now. So that is, back to front level. I don't really know how level it is this way around. Can't really tell. Can I tell? It's not too bad actually. It's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not too bad. But yeah, should be all right. So yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you later.